Serious Survivor here. Last year, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook emailed Tony Fauci at NIH to assure him that Facebook users would see only Tony Fauci's approved guidance on COVID-19. Twitter and Google effectively did the same. Twitter and Google eliminated any posts that deviated from Washington's official line. In many cases, they censored information from frontline physicians that were both medically sound. It was the science and potentially life-saving. Posts about treatments, for example, were downplayed. They've never been held responsible for this, and they probably never will. Only history will assess it. This will likely record the early days of COVID-19 as a turning point in our society, an assault on our most basic civil liberties, one that very few people seem to even realize when it first started happening. The experts at the time assured us it was no big deal, that was necessary, shielding us from that type of information. Multinational media monopolies censoring essential medical information? No problem. That's how the free market works. Build your own Google if you don't like it, some people would say. Start your own NIH. And anyway, in private, you can still say what you want. You're still free, right? It's not like North Korea. In the past 2 days, we've learned that Mr. Biden's administration considers censorship is applicable to private speech as well. Whatever we say in private when we're alone with our phone, you won't be able to say or read what you want because the DNC plans to control and apparently has the ability to control the flow of information that you receive on your phone. And I'm not just talking about Facebook, Twitter, and places like that. I'm going to quote directly here. Biden-allied groups, including the Democratic National Committee, are planning to engage fact-checkers more aggressively and work with SMS carriers to dispel misinformation about vaccines that's sent over social media and text messages. One more time. The DNC is planning to censor any quote that is considered misinformation about vaccines that you receive privately in your text message inbox. So what does misinformation mean? It's not the same as false information. It doesn't mean that it's false. It just means that someone disagrees with the way the data is applied. What might be considered misinformation seems to be often factually accurate and very often true. And that's why we're seeing this crackdown. Misinformation is anything the Biden administration doesn't want you to know. For example, let's say you want to find out the information about the vax or the potential SEs, and you look it up on the administration's own official websites, starting with the VAERS database. You're no longer allowed to text what you find on that database to other people in this country. Your private conversations will be controlled by the DNC. Obviously, we should have been worried about our civil liberties 10 to 20 years ago. This did not begin overnight, and it's not going to end overnight. I just wanted to put that information out there. There will be a link in the description below for this article, and there are multiple other articles you can read about this. But if we think back to the past, and we think about what was exposed when Snowden defected, basically, then we saw then that the government was already surveilling us on a massive level. Now, for most people, this really doesn't mean anything. They're going to record your text. They're going to listen on some phone calls if they have a reason to, or if they think they have a reason to. But it's the simple fact that our privacy, all of our data, anything we would consider private that is electronic, was accessed by them. And now they're going to start censoring the data that we send to each other. If I were to send you a text message that had something they considered misinformation, then this would be censored. And this is what the DNC and the Democratic Party are attempting to push through right now. And honestly, it's a very good chance they probably would get it because we've had surveillance for quite a while. I think everyone knows that. And this is just another step in the direction that they want to take this country. Well, thanks a lot for watching. God bless. And for now, Serious Survivor, out.